My friends were always the life of the party, not me. I was the wet blanket, too shy to join the fun. I longed for adventure, for a love story of my own. But how? I was too afraid to step outside my comfort zone. One day, my friends decided to go hiking in a nearby national park. "Count me out," I said, as usual. They rolled their eyes and teased me, but I refused to budge. I would just hold them back with my fear of heights and lack of athleticism. That night, I felt a pang of regret. Maybe I should have gone with them. Maybe I was missing out on more than just a hike. Maybe I was missing out on life itself. The next morning, my phone buzzed with a frantic message from one of my friends. They were trapped! A sudden storm had flooded the trail, and they couldn't get back down the mountain. Rescue teams were on their way, but it would be hours before they arrived. My heart pounded in my chest. This was my chance to prove myself, to be the hero of my own story. "Don't worry," I texted back, my fingers trembling. "I'm coming to get you." I grabbed my raincoat and the first aid kit I could find. I had no idea how I was going to rescue them, but I knew I had to try. This was my moment to break free from my wet blanket persona and embrace the unknown. As I drove towards the park, the rain intensified, blurring the road ahead. Fear threatened to consume me, but I pushed it down, fueled by a surge of adrenaline and a desperate hope. The trail was treacherous, mud sliding beneath my feet, wind whipping at my face. But I pressed on, my friend's safety my only focus. Finally, I spotted them, huddled together on a small patch of dry ground, their faces etched with fear and relief. "I told you I'd come!" I shouted over the storm. One by one, I helped them navigate the treacherous path, my initial fear replaced by a strange sense of calm. I was strong, capable, even a little bit heroic, and in that moment I realized that maybe, just maybe, I wasn't the wet blanket I always thought I was. As we made our way down the mountain, I noticed him. He was walking beside me, his eyes sparkling with gratitude and something else. Admiration? I couldn't be sure, but my heart skipped a beat. His name was Ed, and he was everything I had ever dreamed of. Kind, funny, adventurous, and brave, he was the missing piece of my puzzle. We spent the rest of the day drying off and sharing stories by a crackling fire, my heart growing warmer with each shared laugh and stolen glance. Over the next few weeks, Ed and I were inseparable. We went on hikes. This time I was a willing participant. Picnics and movie nights. For the first time in my life, I felt truly alive, my heart overflowing with a happiness I had never known. My friends were amazed by my transformation. Gone was the shy, hesitant wet blanket they once knew. In his place was a confident, happy young lady, head over heels in love. And it was all thanks to a storm, a rescue mission, and a chance encounter that had changed everything. Our love story wasn't without its challenges. Ed was planning to move across the country for a once-in-a-lifetime job opportunity. My heart sank at the thought of being separated from him. Was our love strong enough to survive the distance? We spent hours agonizing over the decision, weighing our options, our dreams, and our growing love for each other. In the end, it came down to a leap of faith. We both knew that if we truly loved each other, we would find a way to make it work, no matter the distance. The day Ed left was one of the hardest of my life. As I watched him drive away, a piece of me went with him. But I held on to the memory of his smile, the sound of his laughter, and the promise we had made to each other. For months, we lived for our phone calls, our video chats, and our occasional visits. It wasn't easy, but our love only grew stronger with each passing day. We learned to navigate the challenges of a long-distance relationship, supporting each other's dreams and aspirations, our bond unbreakable. A year later, Ed returned, his eyes shining brighter than ever. He had found a way to come back to me, to us. And as we stood there, hand in hand, I knew that our love story was far from over. It had just begun. Looking back, I realized that sometimes life's greatest adventures are born out of fear and uncertainty. Had I not faced my fears that stormy day, I never would have met the love of my life. So, believe in destiny, embrace the unknown, and never be afraid to step outside your comfort zone. You never know what wonders await you on the other side. In this chapter, we will delve into the various idioms and expressions used throughout the story. Understanding these phrases will enhance your appreciation of the narrative and its nuances. Let's explore the meanings and origins of these colorful expressions. First, let's look at the wet blanket. This idiom refers to someone who dampens the enthusiasm or excitement of others, much like how a wet blanket would smother a fire. It's an old phrase with roots in the early 19th century and perfectly captures the initial tension in our story. Next, we have against the odds. This expression means to succeed despite facing significant challenges or obstacles. It highlights the resilience and determination shown by our characters as they navigate the complexities of their relationship. Another key phrase is love at first sight. This idiom, dating back to the 16th century, describes the immediate and intense attraction felt upon first meeting someone. It beautifully encapsulates the instant connection between our protagonists. The term daring rescue is used to depict a brave and bold act of saving someone from danger. It signifies the courage and selflessness that emerge during a critical moment in the story. Finally, destiny and love intertwines the concepts of fate and romantic affection, suggesting that some relationships are meant to be guided by a higher power or the universe itself. By understanding these idioms and expressions, we gain a deeper insight into the narrative's richness and emotional depth. They add layers of meaning, making the story even more compelling and relatable. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the language of love. Remember, words have power, and the right expression can truly bring a story to life. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to subscribe to the English Academy channel for more insightful content.